How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Halo Reach Pistol Only Challenge, where we are slowly but surely making our way through all of Halo Reach, only utilizing the pistol, namely the Magnum, or the Plasma Pistol. Let me run through the rules that I've set for myself again. We are playing on Legendary difficulty. I can only use a pistol throughout any of these missions, and in this case, on ONI Sword Base, we are back at it with the Plasma Pistol. As far as I know, there is no Magnum on this mission, and so we're going at it with the Plasma Pistol primarily. Melee is included in this challenge. I can punch and weave through the enemies as needed. I cannot use grenades. Vehicles are alright as long as I'm not doing any of the shooting, and I can't kill teammates for extra ammo, can't get any extra bullets from my allies. Now I can swap weapons with them to get a pistol, but I cannot just simply kill them or headshot them to get more ammo. So here we are right at the beginning of the level where we are clearing out the courtyard. Now this part wasn't actually too bad. A couple of harrowing parts here with the concussion rifle, but once I was able to kind of melt through the ultras and a couple of the other elites, we were moving on to the main section with a couple of the wraiths in tow. The first half of this mission definitely took longer than the second half. The wraiths absolutely threw me off my game, and you'll see that coming up here in just a second as soon as we pick up the handy dandy target locator. It would be handy, except that I cannot use it at all. So as I rounded this corner, my thought was, if I kept running over here to the right, I have the protection of the rocks, I can shoot from afar, I could land my plasma pistol shots pretty well as I was just trying to shoot from afar here at the Wraith, but time and time again we were seeing the same death loop in the same area, getting absolutely blasted. And then there were moments where I would encounter this, where you can see in the back there is a Wraith with no mortar. I'm not sure what caused this. I reviewed in theater, and all of a sudden the top mortar portion of the tank would just fall off. So after getting splattered and shot and beat around and just absolutely ragdolled, we were able to get to a point where I could reliably get around the corner, place my shots. Half the time they wouldn't even let me get around the corner. I would just get destroyed. But we had a lucky run here where, again, the mortar fell off the tank. We were able to hop on both the Wraiths, take them out, and then it was down to these last remaining grunts. Once we took care of them, we got a drop-off from the Pelican, got our Warthog, and we were ready to move on. Now, as we continue forward in the Warthogs, my goal was to pick up rocket launchers, basically have a mobile tank where Cat could be in the back, absolutely unloading, and we could use the punishment of the rocket launcher to our advantage, splattering through, making our rounds, just trying to be all out a one Warthog army. And there were a couple of moments here where we were just getting tossed around, having a blast in the Warthog. And eventually we were able to hit that button, activate our anti-vehicle, I'm not even sure what you would call it, turret, just a giant gun sitting out in the middle of nowhere. And we were moving forward, taking out some more ghosts to fire up the communication array. So after the AA gun here coming up on the comm array, encountered something unique. Never died there before. Just got mauled coming right around the corner. Second time around, we were able to take them out with ease. I did end up losing my Rocket Marine here, and so we had to make the best of it, just coming around, splattering, running through. Got lucky with the double splatter there. And then this was probably the most harrowing part of the entire mission. Down to 1 bar of health here, just firing as fast as I can around the corner, trying to make sure I'm not getting stuck by needler shots. We flip the switch, round the corner, pick up some health, take out the remaining jackals, and then we were just left with an Ultra. After taking him out, I buzzed on over to activate the second half of the comm array and fired through this door here. Took out a couple of skirmishers who wanted to ruin my day. Came up top, pressed the button, and again we were moving forward. We got our Gauss Hog, and I decided to wait for a second to load it up, make it into that mobile tank again. Took out a couple of the Revenants coming up, but the goal was just to rush to the door. I was just trying to basically plow through the enemies, get through that door, and move back into Sword Base. After opening the doors and getting back into our Warthog, I did try to jump over the barrier, and I know it can be done, but I just got a little bit unlucky here, so decided to hang out over here to the left and relied a lot on my Rocket Marine here, who just went ham. He just decided to absolutely destroy, lay out the enemies here, blow them up from afar. And then I had some bad luck here with an elite officer. Couldn't get the melees fast enough. Not only did he kill me, but decided to add insult to injury by taking out my Marine after death. Second time around was a lot better, and then we were moving on to the Hunters. My initial thought was if I could go over to the room over here and just take out the smaller Covenant enemies, I can then punch my way through some of the Hunters here, take them out. Got pretty lucky there, thought I was going to get smashed and obliterated. Then after taking out the second Hunter, we went on a short elevator ride. We were back into the thick of it. Here, I just wanted to make sure that I stayed around the corners so that way the Ultra wouldn't destroy me with the concussion rifle here. Got lucky again with my melees. And then it was all about clearing out these upcoming rooms here. We had a mixture of grunts, jackals, more ultras, more elites. So just tried to kind of punch and weave my way through, avoid grenades as best I could. And really, I would say the biggest struggle or the hardest part playing this mission on Legendary is the Ultras. They're unpredictable, just have slightly more health than most of the other elites that you're going to face on this mission until the end when we have the General. But after a few tries, throwing myself at it time and time again, I decided that I would treat myself and also take out the Field Marshal that was in the area, and then we were hopping back up. So after taking out the Field Marshal here, I decided to go back into Goblin mode, see in the dark a little bit more, took out some of the remaining Covenant up here on the higher levels. And then from there, it was all about giving my Marines and my allies some heavier weapons. So I basically picked up the rocket launchers where I could, allowed them to take out the bulk of the enemies. I did come in clutch with a couple of the camoed elites with active camouflage, took them out with the plasma pistol, and just hung back and waited for a meal to take out the rest of the Banshees. The only part I was worried about was the Phantom. I wasn't sure if I had to contribute some sort of damage or if it would take an incredibly long time for a meal to take out the Phantom, but eventually he destroyed that, and then we were just waiting and watching for the Corvette to be taken out. So as we laid back, took a sigh of relief, that did it for ONI Sword Base. So we'll be moving on to Nightfall next. Again, I am absolutely loving this challenge. I would love to do some other Halo challenges. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments down below. I'm going to continue on with Halo Reach here. And as we continue on, I'd love any feedback that you had for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.